Any pointers on texting to begin the hang?
That's funny. It's funny you bring that up because when I first moved to Los Angeles in 2001, I barely knew Rob and Charlie. We knew each other a little bit from New York. I knew Charlie a little bit better than I knew Rob because we had both tested for that 80s show together and got to know each other just a little bit through that process of trying to book that TV show. Whereas Rob, I just had seen him at auditions and we chatted and we had some mutual friends, so we kind of knew each other. So I moved here in like the fall of 2001 because that 80s show got picked up and I was like, okay, I'm just going to move out here for a little while, at least, or stay if I love it. But a couple months later, Rob moved out and he called me out of the blue. And I don't think I knew that he and I had the same manager, but we also had the same manager. And he was like, hey, I got your number from Nick. That's our manager. And I just moved out here to LA also with my buddy, Chris Backus. And, we're going to this party tonight. We should hang out. You do want to hang out. So this is a guy who I barely knew, who didn't really know that many people in Los Angeles, who just out of the blue was like, I'm just going to call this dude because I don't know. Maybe we'd had some fun interactions in the past, nothing crazy, but he was like, he's one of the only people I know in LA. So sometimes it's just about taking that step. I think the longer we don't hang out with each other or less frequently we hang out with each other, the more we get in our own little world and our own little space. And it gets more and more awkward to reach out to somebody. You feel stupid. You don't want to be rejected, whatever, whatever it is. It's just kind of like, you got to set that aside and just think about like, what do I want? What do I want to do? I want to hang out with my friends. I want to hang out with my buddies. So you just got to initiate. You just got to do it. You got to take that step. And I've got friends that are a little flaky and sometimes it's tough to pin them down, and I'll text them and I'll be like, I want to see you guys. I want to hang out, and they're like, yeah, cool. Let's do it. And then I'm like, right. Okay. Let's pick a day. And they're like, oh yeah, let's do that.
This is why men play golf.